lined up.
Well, they got to wait till the groomer's off the track. You got to pay attention here.
They don't have to. I mean, you can get out there and run when the groomers are out there.
That would actually be a really good idea.
It would be, because you have to avoid them. I've had that happen on the trail once, and I lost, actually. But before that, I was a hero. So that last groomer is going to make its way over. And this is the mods. So nothing like just letting them sit on the line and idle for a little while longer before we go.
A good heat soaking is all these really need.
I don't hear a lot of hot start buttons going. What's going on there?
All right, the groomer has cleared. We're ready to rock and roll. It's going to be about 8 minutes plus 1 under starters orders.
They're all ready. We got all brands represented. They've gone green.
Again, I'm watching that high line, just carrying that speed through, and that time, about a 5 place.
Wow.
And look at that snow dust in the back. You can see how guys get stacked up, and we do got 2 guys tangled. Looks pretty minor, but somebody's got to ski up the backside.
They do.
And I don't think he asked her for permission.
I don't know.
Meanwhile, up front.
Looks a little violated. Cade Chenard is your early leader. Cade, a regular.
Letting that thing eat. Oh, my goodness. That thing is sounding good.
Yeah, Cade knows a thing or two about how to ride that buggy. And you know what he's got behind him is a guy on a cat.
That's Kirchmeyer.
Kirchmeyer, the 421.
Kirchmeyer hanging off like an old ice oval racer. Just got through the knee out. It's like.
Yeah, well, he's not running a lot of risers, so that's what you have to do to make it work, you know?
Weak sauce, really, on the riser department.
They do. So the yellow flag's flying for him on the backside of the pumper pond because we got those 2 sleds tangled together. Now, Kirchmeyer coming right up on
Chenard. Down to the inside, shuts the door. Can he make it stick? Because Chenard now goes high, tries to carry that speed. Will he do it outside, inside? Now back to the high side. Kirchmeyer squares it off. Kirchmeyer's going to make this stick.
He is. He's pulling out pretty good there.
He's got the pink pajamas on tonight, too, so he's going to have a sleepover later.
It's a nice onesie. They're fleece, it looks like.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I think it's got the drop bottom on it, too, you know, so when you got the, you know, got to do the old Mr. Grumpy.
That's what happens.
So Kirchmeyer, now your leader, and he's just letting that Arctic Cat eat on the backside. That thing is smoking fast. It'd be nice to have a radar gun on the backside because they're carrying some speed.
Yeah, there are some buggies really rolling through there quickly.
But Chenard's not necessarily letting it get too far out in front.
No.
Just got to find a good line.
And Chenard knows that sled well. He's out here. He's pretty much a regular at Thursday nights, and he's ran that sled good. I think he was on the podium last year at the Ditchbanger National, so he knows how to work that sled.
And look at that, Dennis Dermis, almost 60 years old, rocking it in 3rd place on that Pro X.
Came out here from Colorado, literally hopped on a plane, flew out, and said, come race Ditchbanger National, and here he is. Last night he rode his original race sled, the 98 Red Rock, and it looks like he's aboard a Pro X today.
He's looking pretty good.
He is. So we got Kirchmeyer, Chenard, Dermish, Brecken, Bishop in 4th.
Then Grayson Baxter, Connor Schultz, and then Cortez, the Mexican connection, now moving up into lucky number 7 as your leaders just go across the M&G trailer top.
Kirchmeyer running, coming across that finish line jump, was running the absolute top of that first berm. I mean, we're talking his right ski was doing the dirty dangles over that berm.
Kirchmeyer still running a 45.5-second lap time. His best was a 45 flat. And I don't think we've seen anybody under 45.
That's a lot of cowbell right there. He was running strong. Chenard's just kind of hanging in there. He's back there. He can see him. I just don't think he's really making any ground on him at this point.
Now I'm keeping my eye on our 3rd place racer, Dermis, as Bishop is starting to reel him in a little bit. Now remember, I said, I think Dermis is 58 or 59.
Yes.
So he's almost there.
And Bishop is 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a little bit of an age battle.
Yes.
I'm pulling for the old man Dermis. He's my boy.
I'll tell you, he can ride, but so can Bishop. It's just a matter of it's going to be a game of attrition at this point.
Dermis still holding him off nicely as he sees him go back to the far side of the pumper pond. Meanwhile, up front, it's Kirchmeyer. still rocking the pink pajamas.
He is.
You said those are fleece lined or fur? Or they got the fur, like the rabbit fur?
They do.
Yeah, that gets matted up, you know.
Not the drop seat.
No, not in the drop seat because that'll get all sticky.
Yeah, that's just crazy. Who would do that?
No, that's usually like a canvas.
Yes.
Or like a real durable, like sometimes corduroy.
Yeah.
If you got an older set, like a vintage onesie.
I know, but the corduroy gets kind of rubbed down, and it's so you lose kind of the comfort.
It all depends which way you're running the pattern, right? You got to make sure you're going with the grain.
Yeah, latitude.
You don't want to go against the grain.
Right.
Then it's like a piece of sandpaper.
Ooh.
It's kind of like it's sort of like one of those slicers where you're just shaving off slices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which doesn't really affect you until like lap 3. Yeah, that's just not good.
All right.
So still Kirchmeyer in the lead. Cade Chenard about 3.4 seconds back. Dennis Dermis 14 seconds back. And we'll get an update here next because Kirchmeyer came across Chenard.
These guys are getting into lap traffic now.
They are.
As Kirchmeyer's got a lapper in front of him, and Chenard is also dealing with some lappers. There goes Dermis across the line. And then Bishop. Bishop is about a second and a half behind Dermis. And that gap has remained about the same. So Dermis is settling into a pretty good pace. We call that the old man pace.
Well, and that's one thing that's kind of shocking is that, you know, once Dermis is in that tempo, he can probably sit there for a good hour solid, right? It's not going to phase him. He knows.
So we got a buggy that just stalled out on the backside of the pumper pond. Not sure whose that is. He just coasted gently to a stop.
I see the pink.
That's the number 45.
Brecken Bishop. That's the youngster out there that had that sled come to a stop. He was running in, what, 3rd? So now he's going to get shuffled back, which moves the old man Dennis Dermis to the podium? No.
Dermis was already on the podium.
Well, Bishop was in front of him. Nope, he was coming up behind him, and he's not now. He's done. It looks like they're trying to haul that sled off the track. And that means
I'm just waiting for you to catch up here.
I am catching up, right?
Slowly.
I'm trying. It is. It's a slow go line.
Now we got another buggy down on the inside turnback area by the pumper pond. White flag here is going to come out.
Well, you got to remember these are mods, right? So we didn't expect they'd all last to the finish. But Kirchmeyer's sled still running strong. He's your leader.
Chenard just across the line.
So we got 2 of them out. The Cornhole King.
There goes Dermis.
Himself is out as well. Dermis comes across the line. Got the yellow flag flying, so we got a couple of them. Bagentoss and Bishop both out.
They kind of had a tryst going.
I tell you, it's a holy day playing the cornhole. Can't win them all.
Checkered flag flies for Kirchmeyer. Pink pajamas and all. He's very excitable right now.
He is. He's
second place to the 303. Here he comes.
Cade Chenard doing
Cade
the
Chenard.
1-footer.
And then let's give it up.
Dennis Dermis.
Dennis Dermis coming here. Got one more turn to go on that red Pro X from all the way from Wyoming. Taking 3rd. Colorado, that's right. Why did I say Wyoming?
Get your bearings straight.
58, 59 years young.
That's right. That's how it is. Ditchbanger National. You don't have to be a youngster because the youngster came out, threw down the gusto, and his sled left him.